it is illegal in the state of Indiana for anybody in state government to make a decision that puts money in their own pockets.
CBS 4 joined with State Affairs, an investigative news outlet focused on state government. Our joint investigation found millions of dollars worth of contracts handed out by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation linked to its governing board members.
Our chief investigator, Steve Brown, is digging into this.
Gathered in the Goshen Theater, some of Indiana's business elite.
IEDC.
The board of directors for the Indiana Economic Development Corporation.
$1.1 billion.
Governor Eric Holcomb is a fan.
Beautiful day, Indiana blue skies.
And he should be.
This was a huge competition.
The governor appoints all board members.
This is a $32.9 million.
They represent regions, ecosystems, industries, sectors, and they come from the private sector, so they get it.
So in third quarter,
They also get confidential information the public never sees. These private sector successes have access to details on IEDC business negotiations, research, deliberative materials, trade secrets, strategic plans, lists of customers and prospects, and confidential financial information. Board members use the information to decide which businesses get the millions in incentives IEDC hands out each year. According to IEDC policy, board members and employees shall keep all confidential information in the strictest confidence and shall not disclose it either during or after their service.
People have to have faith in their government.
But Julia Vaughn of Common Cause Indiana says the whole board setup is problematic.
management provided updates.
You know, these are some of the state's wealthiest individuals. They're some of the, movers and shakers. And so I think, a lot of times movers and shakers take shortcuts.
And there are millions in IEDC deals where board members have had financial interests. One example is in the Union Building in downtown Indy, home to Scale Computing. Since 2009, the cloud-based computing and data storage company has received IEDC grants, job training funds, and tax credits worth up to $3.8 million.
This will support.
At that Goshen meeting, more good news from the board's Entrepreneurship Committee Chairman, John Thompson.
The committee approved an investment of up to $1 million in Indianapolis-based Scale Computing,
which will help Scale Computing as it gets ready to take the company public and sell stock. If successful, the move could mean a financial reward for early investors, which includes Thompson.
I'd like to add here, I recuse myself from voting on Scale because I am a long-term investor in that company myself.
Because of this conflict of interest, Thompson said he left the room for discussions and voting on the money for Scale Computing. And there are tens of millions of dollars worth of IEDC deals with connections to board members. The Warsaw medical device manufacturer Biomet was founded by the late Dane Miller, who was on the IEDC board for a decade. During that time, Biomet had 5 contracts with the IEDC, providing the company with $4.7 million worth of state investment. Cummins had 2 board members, CEO Tim Solso, who was followed by CEO Tom Linebarger. During their combined time on the board, Cummins landed as many as 15 contracts, benefiting the company by at least $22.1 million. Total state investment in deals linked to board members past and present, at least $53 million.
We're doubling down on this.
If you're thinking these deals sound like a conflict of interest, the IEDC disagrees.
This is a long-term commitment.
Commerce Secretary David Rosenberg declined to explain on camera, but an IED spokesperson provided a statement that includes this. There is nothing that prohibits the companies with which our board members are associated from receiving incentives from the state, provided they have no role in the IEDC's decision-making. And the IEDC insists it has a robust system to identify conflicts of interest and prevent board members from influencing or voting on state funding to businesses connected to board members. But just the existence of this cozy relationship invites Hoosiers to doubt, says Julia Vaughn.
We approved 4 investment awards for new projects.
It would really behoove them to do everything they can to ensure Hoosiers that these decisions are being made on a fair and even-handed basis, and that no one, including board members, has an inside track to these state dollars.
We got the most in the Midwest, I would say that.
Steve Brown, CBS 4 investigates.
Now, this is the first of a planned series of stories on the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. CBS 4 and State Affairs will continue to investigate this powerful state government agency that hands out millions of dollars annually with very little oversight.